Well, speaking of health, we're not talking about bugs, but it's time to find out what's going around. And with us for today's Going Around segment is Minute Clinic nurse practitioner Bettina Johnson. She's back, and today we're talking about pneumonia because a lot of times during flu season we see a spike in pneumonia cases.
Yeah, so flu is an enabler for more serious health conditions like meningitis or pneumonia. So when someone gets pneumonia, fluid starts building up in the airways, and so that makes it difficult for you to breathe when you have fluid or pus in the airways. So typically you'll have a cough that's productive, meaning you'll have some mucus that'll come up when you cough, running a high fever, feeling like you're short of breath, maybe even some chest pain, nausea, loss of appetite, and generalized weakness. So typically if you've been diagnosed with flu, that's one of the risks, or you can just acquire pneumonia from being out in the community. But if you have any of those symptoms, it's really important to have a healthcare provider check you out, because if you need antibiotics, you need to get treated.
And pneumonia could lead to some even more serious problems, right?
Yeah, so pneumonia puts a lot of pressure in the lungs and therefore on your heart. So when your heart's working really hard to pump blood through your lungs, that puts stress on it. So oftentimes we'll see people that will develop a heart attack or even die from flu because of these complications.
And what are some of the preventions?
From pneumonia.
What are some of the preventions that you can do to try to prevent yourself from getting pneumonia?
The most important thing that people can do to help prevent pneumonia, of course, is get vaccinated first and foremost. So young children and older adults are most susceptible, so we always recommend make sure your kids are getting their vaccines and older adults are getting their vaccines. And some people who may have some problems with their immune systems would need a pneumonia vaccine at other points in their lifetime, just something to consult with their healthcare provider about. Come on into a Minute Clinic though, because we have pneumonia vaccines in stock all the time, and we can advise on who is needing one and administer those. So.
And what's at the point do you think people should really come in and see you? Because a lot of times people are like, well, I'm not feeling good, but at what point is it you need to take it seriously?
That's a great question. If you are experiencing chest pain and high fevers and a cough, or you've been diagnosed with flu and things are just not getting better. So high fever, chest pain, cough that's productive, always get checked out. You can never be too cautious.
I think we have a viewer question now from on Facebook. So is pneumonia a bacteria infection? That's the question, because I had it and was in the hospital for 5 days.
Wow, that's really terrible.
Yeah.
So yes, pneumonia can be actually a bacterial infection, a viral infection, or a fungal infection. So if it's a bacterial infection, most of the time we can treat it with antibiotics. Viral infections, it's just a lot of fluids and rest. And really when your doctor tells, you should get advised as to when you can get back to your normal routine, because oftentimes people are anxious to get back to work and it can rebound, and that's when usually the flu will cause you to get pneumonia, when you're trying to get back into your routine a little too quickly.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us again this week for another segment of What's Going Around, and we'll also have this on our Fox Carolina News YouTube page by the end of the day, so you can check it out there as well.